What can we actually make of those countries that have zero reported coronavirus cases? Are they unable to test? Are they lying about the numbers, or are they that isolated? Hi guys, my name is Blessing Njoh, also known as Mrs. Ejim, and in this video I will be giving you the countries that have zero reported coronavirus cases. Well, in December 2019, coronavirus was seemingly confined to China, but a few weeks later the virus became a global pandemic, and currently 188 countries have confirmed coronavirus cases. And of course, we all know that there are 200 countries and territories in the world. So 188 is quite an alarming number. So I am going to be analyzing how these 12 other countries have been able to achieve and maintain a coronavirus-free status. So here are the countries with no coronavirus cases at all, not even one. Kiribati. This is one country that declared a state of public emergency even before the coronavirus became a global threat. The Marshall Islands. Now, this is a country that has only one international flight connection, and it was reported in March that the airline suspended flight operations, meaning there is no travel into or out of the country. Micronesia. This country was quick to implement travel bans in early February, including entire travel bans for people traveling from China and for Chinese citizens. Nauru. This is a country with very strict travel restrictions in place. And in case you didn't know, Nauru is one country that is so small you can walk around it in one day. North Korea. Now, North Korea is a neighbor to China and was the first country to close its borders in January. And as we speak, North Korea has not reopened its borders since then. North Korea didn't stop there. In addition to closing its borders, it implemented strict measures for everyone coming into the country, such as a month or 2-month quarantine. Palau. Now, this is another country in the region with extremely strict restrictions in place. Samoa. Now, Samoa has been on complete lockdown since March. All international travel in and out of the country has been suspended, and the state of emergency remains in place. The Solomon Islands. Now, this is one country that you'd have to present a medical certificate to prove that you are not a carrier of the virus before you are allowed entry. And travelers from infected countries are required to observe a 14-day quarantine. Tonga. Now, ever since February, Tonga has closed its borders to foreigners and only allowed foreigners to leave the country if they are traveling back on flights to their own countries. And as we speak, Tonga is still currently in lockdown. Turkmenistan. Now, this is a very interesting one. So, Turkmenistan is a country bordered by Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Iran, and Afghanistan. All of these surrounding countries have reports of coronavirus infections. So how come Turkmenistan is left out? Ever since February, Turkmenistan cancelled many flights and all flights to and from China. It also currently has most of the land borders closed to its neighboring countries. So in other words, Turkmenistan is more or less shut off from the rest of the world. Tuvalu. Now, actually, this country is the least visited country in the world. So this, in combination with its small population, has been a massive help in preventing an outbreak. And last but not least, Vanuatu. Now, this is another country that has implemented strict policies for those coming in from overseas ever since February, and medical certificates are required to prove that you are not the carrier of the virus. And if you're traveling in from one of the infected countries, you are not permitted entry, or in some cases, you are required to undergo quarantine. So as you can already tell, majority of these countries are isolated island chains. But it is not only isolation that has kept these countries safe. It is also the fact that many of them swung into action earlier in the process. I live in the Netherlands, for example, and we only started to feel a sense of partial lockdown somewhere around April. Like schools were still open, some businesses were still open. And in my opinion, I really feel that many countries that are suffering the brunt of coronavirus pandemic right now kind of like underestimated, the gravity of what this thing could become in the long run. And of course, I do understand that governments have really had to make the decision of what they feel is best for their countries. There are countries who have really put the priority on the safety and health of their citizens, and there are other countries on the other hand who have really put their economy first while trying to manage and balance the repercussions of the pandemic, because they don't feel like they can really bear the brunt of an economic disaster, while other countries feel like we cannot even survive a pandemic because it is going to have an effect on our economy in the long run. And recently I made a video talking about the fact that at least 40 countries, I'm going to leave the picture somewhere here, at least 40 countries have reopened their borders to tourists. So the big question is, if we know what these island countries are doing, why can other countries follow suit? Why can other countries apply the same model that these island countries have been able to apply in order to really contain the disease and kind of like keep it out of their borders? Since we all know what it takes to really keep the virus under control, why are our countries not doing it? I would really love to hear your opinion about this topic. Drop me your comments down below. If you found this video insightful and interesting, you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would also like to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload new videos every Wednesday and every Sunday. So I will catch you on my next one. Bye.